back here today. So you're gonna start on your mat on your hands and knees. We're just gonna do a real simple cat-cow stretch. So when you're on your hands and knees, just so that you take care of your wrists, I want you to kind of lift up and out of your wrists, kind of push up and out of them. You can always go to your knuckles if you need to. From this position, I want you to tuck your tail underneath and round your spine up towards the ceiling. Oh, good. And then from there, you're gonna drop back down the other way. Go nice and slow. So you're gonna kind of articulate your spine back down the other way. Arch your back and open that up. Just be careful not to throw your head completely back. That's going to create too much neck tension. Just look straight forward. And then again, exhale, you're going to tuck your pelvis underneath and round your spine back up to the ceiling. Keep breathing, drop the spine back down. Open up the chest, stick your tushy up to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more. So exhale, tuck your pelvis under and round up through the low back. And go ahead and come back down, stretch shoulders down in your back pockets. Now exhale, pull your abdominals in as you round your spine back up to the ceiling. Let's see if you can keep your abdominals engaged even when you come back down into this stretch. So go ahead, yes, good. So that you're stretching in this position, but you're not just letting your guts hang all out. You're still pulled, yeah. So you want to just still kind of stay pulled up and in, but sticking your tail out to the ceiling. So from there, just bring your spine back up to a neutral spine, almost like it looks like a table and I can put my coffee on you. You're gonna take your right hand and thread it through the left, going into a thread the needle stretch. So take that right one, thread it all the way through. You'll bend your left elbow, and hypothetically, you'd get your right shoulder down on the mat. If that doesn't happen for you, that's fine. But just make sure your head is resting on something, whether it's your arm or the mat, so you don't stress your neck out. So I want you to hold this position. You're going to take an inhale into the backs of your ribs and just exhale, stay there. Maybe see if you can reach a little bit further through that right arm. Awesome. Put some pressure in that left hand and bring yourself up into all fours. Now pulling in the abdominals to do so. You're going to switch that now. So you're going to take that left arm. You're going to thread it through, bend your right elbow. Good. See if you can lay that left shoulder down on the mat. Palm on the left arm can be on the palm down or palm up. Play with it. See which feels better to you. Hold this position. Take an inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, stay there. Maybe reach a little further with that left arm. Kind of pushing into the right hand as well, so you've got opposition of those 2 arms. Now exhale, pull your abs in and bring yourself back to all fours again. So we're going to do that stretch again, but we're going to add a little opening to it. So now I want you to take your right arm, you're going to bring it up towards the ceiling, open your chest to the ceiling, really reach through that right arm and push up and out of the left arm, and then exhale, take that right arm and thread it through, bending the left elbow again, setting that right shoulder down. Take a moment there, take an inhale, exhale, scoop in those abdominals and go ahead and bring yourself up to all fours. Awesome. Now let's take the left arm, reach it up to the ceiling. Take a moment there, really reach that left arm up, push up and out of the right arm, and then exhale, take it and thread it through, bending the right elbow, setting that left shoulder down on the mat. Holding that position, take an inhale into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, maybe stretch a little further, pushing into that right arm a little bit more. And then bring yourself back up into all fours again. Good. Just sit back in child's pose for a second. Give your wrists a break and your knees a break. If your knees are bothering you, feel free to pad those up. You can put pillows under there or towels under there. We're just going to be on the knees for a little bit longer. So come back up to all fours again. And you're going to do a little wag the dog. So what you're going to do on this one is you're going to send your right hip over to the right, and you're going to peek over that right shoulder, like you're trying to look back at your right butt cheek. And then you're going to go back to center, and you're going to switch to the other side and bend and center. And then exhale, go to the right, really twist, really look back there. And go to center, and then to the left. And go to the center one more time. Go to the right. Make sure that your abs are still pulled in, go to the center, and that you're not just dumping into your low back. And go to the left, and then go to the center. So from here, we're gonna do a little bit of tuck it and around. Rounding the spine and going around. So it's like going and cow, and also going around the world with the tail and the head. Nice, do one more. Ugh. Now go ahead and reverse that. Really breathe. Make sure you're inhaling and exhaling. If you feel like you want to go slower, you can. It's kind of up to you, whatever feels good. We're getting some lotion into that, into those spine muscles, spine, whatever. You know, in your spine. Do 2 more. So go around. And 1 more and go around. Awesome. Good. One more thing here on our hands and knees. I want you to take your right arm and you're going to go ahead and just slide that straight forward on the mat, trying to put your right armpit down onto the floor.
Big stretch.
Yes, huge stretch, sticking your booty out. Left arm, and go ahead and slide that forward. It's like a cat stretch. You know how they stretch in the morning, or our dogs, and they stretch out like that? Really think about sending the left armpit down into the floor, getting a little bit of an extra stretch there. And then come back up. Awesome. So you're going to want to grab your pillow or your ball or your piggy squeaky toy from your dog, whatever you've got. We're going to do some bridging. So I want you to lay down on your backs, and you're going to place your ball or your pillow in between your knees. Yep, so you're going to be down in this hook lying position. Feet are going to be approximately hip socket apart, hip width apart. And you don't necessarily have to kill whatever's in between your knees. It's more acting as a spacer right now. Okay, so down in this position, think about a long head. So you're reaching the top of your head to the opposite side of the room. You're reaching your arms down away from that. Think about pulling your glutes and heels to one another just a little bit to turn on your hamstrings. And then from there, you're going to take an inhale. On your exhale, I want you to rock your pelvis back, lifting up 1 vertebra at a time, going up to just your T-point, so just kind of below your breastplate there, kind of anchoring that into the mat. And again, pay attention to the knees. You've got something in between there. Make sure the knees didn't go out or you didn't end up squeezing more on that pillow. It's just keeping the distance there. Take an inhale, exhale, and come back down 1 vertebra at a time. Good. Take another inhale, exhale, rock your pelvis back. Reach your arms long, reach your head long, pull your glutes towards your heels. Take an inhale. Exhale, scooping in the abs and coming back down. How much effort can you put in this? Quite a bit, I think. Let's do it again. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back. Lift back up through the vertebra. Good. Inhale from here. Exhale, lengthen back down. Pull your buns down towards your heels as you come down.
Woo!
Good. Let's do one more time. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back and bridge back up. And then exhale, come all the way back down. Release your hamstrings for just a second. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to do a set of that one more time, but we're going to change the arms a little bit. So one more time, place the pillow or ball, whatever you got there, in between your knees. And this time, if you have relatively decent flexible shoulders, go ahead and bring your arms up and over your head onto the mat. Good. So if you do that and that kills your shoulders, bring your arms out to a T instead. Or yeah, a high V is fine. Just we're going to get a little bit more traction on the spine in this position. So if your arms are over your head or out to your V, pay attention to your ribs. Make sure your ribs are still pulled down and that you're not sticking your chest up to the ceiling. So from this position, take an inhale again. Exhale, rock your pelvis back. Lift back up 1 vertebra at a time, pulling the glutes towards the heels and then reaching out those arms as well. Of course, your shoulders are still plugged in. Your shoulders aren't up into your ears. You're just reaching through the bones. And as you take an inhale here, you're going to exhale and come back down, tractioning your spine down towards your heels, keeping those shoulders plugged in. It should be a lovely stretch. Let's do that again. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock your pelvis back, lift up through the vertebra, reach through those fingertips, take an inhale. Exhale, plug those shoulders in, come back down through the vertebra, pulling your glutes towards your heels. We're going to do 2 more like this. Exhale, rock your pelvis back, lift back up. Is your big toe, little toe, and heel all in the mat? They should be. Exhale, coming back down, reach through the fingertips, lengthen your spine as you come back down. And let's do one more. Take an inhale, exhale, rock your pelvis back, lift back up through the vertebra. Good, and exhale, coming all the way back down. Awesome, take the pillow or ball out, hug your knees into your chest for a second. Oh, squish those in, stretch your back. And then we're gonna do one more stretch here. So go ahead and put your feet back down onto the mat. We've done this one before, I love it. Take the arms out to the sides. Cross your right knee over your left knee. So that's gonna be a girly cross, not the ankle to the knee, but knee to knee, girly cross. There we go. Tip both legs over to the right for me. Yes, yes, have palms down on the floor if you can. You can use that right leg to pull the left leg down, really anchor the left shoulder. It's a delightful stretch through your low back. If you get pain as you're doing this, just let up on it a little bit. Don't kill yourself. Now exhale, pull your abs in and bring those knees back up. Keep them crossed just how they are and tip them the opposite direction. Again, anchoring the opposite shoulder, so now you'll be anchoring the right shoulder. Just breathe into the backs of your ribs. Exhale, tighten up the abdominals to bring your legs back to center. That way you don't whack your back out as you do that. So switch your legs now. Put your right foot down, cross your left knee over your right knee, and let's take it to the left first. So tipping that over, anchor that right shoulder, use that left leg to draw the right knee down a little further. If Heather plays with the stretches, go ahead. If you want to give it a shot, when she does that, go ahead and try it, because you might find that whatever she's doing feels amazing to you as well. And then you're going to exhale, pull your abs back in, and go ahead and tip the legs over to the right, reaching that left shoulder blade down. Inhale here into the backs of ribs. Nice big inhale. Exhale, pull your abs in and bring the legs back up. Uncross the legs, but leave your hands exactly how you have them. Bring your right leg to tabletop for me and bring your left up to meet it. Good. Go ahead and squeeze the legs together in this position. Just take a moment here, take an inhale, and on your exhale, I really want you to sink the backs of your ribs down into the mat. Make sure your core is fully engaged. From this position, you're going to tip both knees over to the right. So you're going to go over as far as you can, but still keep your left shoulder on the mat. Heather can go all the way down to the floor. You might find that you can't. That is fine. Just hold wherever you can go. And you're going to really reach out that left arm. And you're going to exhale, pull your abs in and bring those knees back to center. And now let's go to the left. So you're going to tip it over. You're going to reach up the right arm and anchor that right shoulder. It's tight. Again, if it's painful, don't go as far. And really make sure you pull your abdominals in. That's helping to support your low back. Exhale, pull your abs in and bring the legs back up. Now we're going to do this one more time, but I'm going to give you the option to straighten the legs. This is going to give you more of a stretch, but it's also going to fire up your hamstring or your hip flexors. So if you're not ready for that, that's fine. Leave your knees bent. Take the legs over to the right again. Same thing, you're anchoring that left shoulder. You're reaching out that left arm. Yes. Heather, honest to God, is the only one I know that can actually touch the floor in this position. If you're one of them, yay for you. Exhale, scoop the abs in and bring the legs back up. Awesome, and take the legs over to the left, reaching out that right arm, anchoring the right shoulder.
Oh, yes.
It's delightful. Exhale, pull your abs in and bring those legs back up. Awesome. Bend your knees in. You can set your feet back down. You're going to want to grab the pillow or the ball that you have, and you're going to place it underneath your sacrum. So really underneath, kind of just above your tailbone or your pelvis. And then I'll give you a moment to all do that as I'm watching everybody. Okay, so once you get that sucker in there, or towels, you can fold up a bunch of towels too. Just straighten your legs out on the mat. Let your low back and hip flexors stretch. You can reach your arms over your head, out to your side. Just let that stay there for a moment. Take a couple inhales and exhales, and when you exhale, sink your bones down into the mat. Lengthening out through the fronts of the hips, like you. What's happening?
I just see feet.
Oh, see feet.
All I see is feet, friends.
Hey, good job stretching, everybody. Open up those hip flexors. And then from there, bend your knees back so your feet go back onto the mat and bring your arms down at your side. So we're going to work a little bit of stability now. So in this position, just to titch, I want you to tip your tailbone down into the pillow or the towels that you have. Once you do that, can you feel your low back muscles turn on? They should be on right now, but your ribs should be in. So you have your abdominals working, but also your low back muscles. We're gonna work on stabilizing here. So you're gonna take an inhale. On your exhale, I want you to slowly bring your right leg to tabletop. When you do that, try not to tip your hips from side to side or back and forth. You should be able to balance a glass of water, wine, beer, whatever the hell we're doing right now, because it's a pandemic, on your pubic bone. Go ahead and put that foot all the way back down. Inhale, exhale, and bring the left leg up. Good, nice and even and slow. Don't just jostle it up there. We don't want to scrub the mat with your back. Inhale, put that foot down. Inhale, there we go. Exhale, whoopsie.
Yeah, I listen well.
Exhale, bring your right leg to tabletop. We're like the only two in here, and you still went somewhere else. And then go ahead and put that foot back down. It's hilarious. And exhale, bring your left leg back up. Good. Okay, now hold that position. So you've got your left leg in tabletop. I want you to exhale, really pull your abs in and bring your right knee up to meet it. Both legs are in tabletop. They can be together or slightly apart. If you're like, holy crap, that's a ton of back, bring your knees in a titch more to you, towards your chest or your head. You can kind of feel how that alleviates some of those muscles. If you want more of a challenge, bring them slightly away. Again, keeping that tailbone down into the pillow. Take an inhale from here. Exhale, lower your right toe down from the mat. You're going to hinge right from your hip. Inhale and bring it back up to tabletop. Exhale, lower the left toe. So you're not bending or straightening the knee, you're hinging directly from the hip. So as you exhale and lower one leg down, as that lever lowers, you'll feel more abdominal and more back muscles engaged. And exhale, left. And up. Let's do 4 more. Exhale, 4. And up, good. Exhale, 3. And up, 2 more. Exhale, 2. And up, 1 more. Exhale, 1. And up. Now, if you're feeling up to it, we're going to do a double leg lower. If you start doing this, you're like, oh my God, hell no, this is not for me today. That's fine. Go back to the single ones. So you're going to exhale, start to lower both toes down, pull your ribs in. If you don't make it all the way to the floor without lifting or arching your back, then don't go all the way to the floor. Do that again. Exhale, lower down. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Create that opposition. Do 2 more. Exhale, lower down. And up, and do 1 more. Exhale, lower down. And up. Hug your knees into your chest.
Woo.
Relax that. We've got 2 more things to do here that I think are going to feel absolutely lovely on everybody's backs.
Don't believer.
Right? I don't know. I'm saying that because I'm just standing.
I felt abs on that one.
Yeah, lots of abs. Lots of abs for sure. But I think it'll feel good on your hips and your back too.
Okay.
So bring your legs straight-ish to the ceiling and then pull them into you.
Okay, I believe
That
it.
might look like Heather's doing right now. It might look like your knees are totally bent and you're pulling the backs of your knees in. That's fine. Wherever you can reach, you're stretching the backs of the legs there. Okay, so release the legs and bring them up towards the ceiling, arms down at your sides. So if you can get your legs 90 degrees straight to the ceiling, that would be optimal. If all you feel is hip flexor in this position, soften your knees. Just do a little micro bend, bend them a little bit, okay? So we're gonna do leg circles from here. So what I want you to do from here is exhale. You're gonna lower both legs down to your ability. You're gonna circle them around nice and big, go up to just 90 degrees and bring them together. So this is really stabilizing and using muscles right now. Exhale, lower the legs down, circle them around, and back up. So this is to your ability. If your legs, if you start popping your ribs or arching your back or feeling your neck in this position, make this much smaller. You make this the size of a kickball if you want. One more time, go down and around and back up. Now let's reverse that. So legs go out. Exhale as you go down, pull your ribs into the mat, bring the legs back up. Do that again, go out, exhale, down and around, squeeze together and bring the legs up. 2 more, exhale. Anchor your ribs. And 1 more. Exhale. Good. Bring the legs up. Pull the legs into you again. Stretching your hamstrings. So straight legs if you can.
Okay.
Yes, like that. Because there's a method to my madness. We're going to start the next set of circles in this position. So we're gonna do one more set of circles, but see how Heather's legs are way into her chest right now? That's where I want you to start them. So it's like you're folding your legs over your face right now. Really tip those suckers in. Let's do circles from there. So you're gonna exhale, lower the legs down from there. You're gonna circle around all the way back in over your face and squeeze them together. So now your pelvis is gonna rock. Do that again. Exhale, lower down. Circle, rock that pelvis back and bring those legs over your head. Nice, do two more. Exhale, go down. Circle around all the way in. Make it smaller if you need to. One more time, go down and around all the way back in over your head. Hold there. Let's reverse it now from here. Go out. Exhale down. Bring the legs all the way up. Fold them over your head. Do that again. Out. Exhale around. Back in all the way over to your head. Two more. Exhale down and all the way back in. And you do one more. And around and all the way back in. Awesome. Bend those knees in. Hug them into your chest for a moment. Release the hip flexors. And one more time, put your feet back down onto the mat. Straighten your legs all the way back out. Feel like you've got headlights on the front of your hip sockets and you're just opening up those headlights, stretching the hip sockets.
Did you see how big Carolyn's circles were?
Were they ginormous?
The picture in the middle, yeah.
Carolyn rock. Okay, so let's take that pillow out from underneath your pelvis. And I want you to rock yourselves all the way up to a seated position. You're gonna sit up and your feet are gonna be flat on the mat. We're gonna do a little precursor to a roll up, and then we'll give the roll up an actual shot, but we'll start with the precursor first. So your feet are about hip socket width apart, and you're gonna grab just underneath your knees right by your thighs. Yay! So from here, I want you to lift your chest up, sit up tall, and pull your chest towards your knees just a little bit. So you get that stretch through your upper back. That feels kind of lovely. All right, so from there, start at the base of your spine, tuck your booty, squeeze your glutes together, and round back just until your arms are straight. So your arms are gonna be holding underneath your knees. Yep, just like that, and hold. I want you to really tuck your pelvis under, round your back, and kind of pull with your arms and push with your knees a little bit so you get an upper back stretch from there. Take an inhale, exhale, round forward. Go ahead and help yourself with your arms. Sit up all the way straight, unravel the spine, and pull your chest in towards your knees a little bit. Heather's going to do a little bit of extension. Feel free to do that if that feels good for you. Just don't throw your head back because you don't want your neck to be, pinched back there. So let's do that again. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, round down one vertebra at a time. Go until those arms are straight again. Really tuck your pelvis under, round that upper back, get a stretch there. Exhale and round forward. Stack the vertebra up, pull to your knees and open your chest. We're gonna do one more like that. You're gonna tuck your pelvis and round back down. Good. Stretching there. Now from this position, I want you to carefully release your thighs and roll all the way down to the floor. Oh, yay, there you are, onto the floor. So we're gonna do just a few roll-ups here. If you want, you can leave your knees bent like that and continue grabbing your thighs to get up and down, or you can go for a full roll-up, so that would be legs out long. Let's bring your arms up to the ceiling. Go ahead, take an inhale. You're gonna tuck your pelvis under, nod the head forward, roll all the way up and over the legs. Today I want you to go all the way forward, fold over the legs, drop your head, and give yourself a little stretch there. You can reach long with the arms or pull with them against the feet. And then exhale, tuck your pelvis and round back down. Plug those shoulders in, squeeze the glutes and round down. Let's do that again. Take an inhale. Exhale, nod the head forward, peel up. Go all the way forward.
Almost didn't make it.
Oh, it's a good one. Reach over the tops of the toes, at your ankles, at your knees. Drop your head fully. And exhale, come all the way back down. Let's do 4 more. We're really gonna warm this up. Again, if this sucks for you and even bent knees sucks for you, maybe just come up into your crow with your hands back behind your head. Go ahead and round back up. Reach forward, inhale here. Exhale and come all the way back down. And we've got 3 more. Take an inhale. Exhale, nod the head forward and round and stretch. Good, and come all the way back down. Starting to get tired, right? A little harder to get up. Let's do 2 more. Take an inhale. Exhale, nod your head forward and round and reach. And coming all the way back down. And we've got one more. Take an inhale. Exhale and curl all the way back up. Reach. And exhale, coming all the way back down. Awesome. And we're gonna stay down for the next set, but you're gonna roll over to your stomach. So we're gonna go prone now on your stomach. Okay. All right, and to start, I want you to hold your hands and rest your head on your hands. Yeah, your legs are gonna be about the width of your mat and just a little bit turned out. And I want you to right away tuck your booty under. So as you did that, you tucked your booty under, you turned your glutes on, and you tried to pull your belly up and off the mat. So that's just you're gonna just sustain that through this next exercise. So on your next exhale, I want you to lift just your right leg up and off the mat. So as you did that, notice if your right hip bone came off the mat. Shouldn't have, it should stay on that mat. Lower that leg back down. Exhale, left leg comes up. Both hip bones are in the mat. You're really using your glutes and keeping your booty tucked under and lower down. Let's do it again on the right. Reach that leg long. The left side of your back should really be turned on. And lower it. Reach the left leg long. Now it's the right side of your back. And down. Let's do one more time each side. Reach the right arm or right leg longer. How far out can you pull that sucker? And bring it back down. Just kick it. And do the left leg. Bring that up. And lower it back down. Okay, so now both legs are going to stay down. You're going to keep your booty tucked under. This time you're going to lift just your torso. Your hands will come up with your forehead. So I want you to inhale on this one. You're going to inhale, lift up just your upper body. Feet should remain on the mat. So if your feet are on the mat, this won't be very high. You're going to exhale, pull your belly away from the mat and lower back down. So there's lengthening both directions. You inhale and lengthen, lift just your torso. Exhale, scoop your belly and lower it back down. It's a small movement. Two more. Inhale, lift that back up. Exhale, pull the belly in and come back down. And you're going to do one more. Inhale and lift back up. Exhale, scoop it in and come back down. We've got one more here. You can choose to leave your arms where they're at, or you can extend them out over your head, whatever's more comfortable and stretchy for you. Now everything's going to lift off. Upper body, lower body. I want you to inhale, tuck your booty, and lift everything up and off the mat. Reach long. Longer is more important than high. Exhale, scoop the abs in and lower yourself down with resistance. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen, watch your neck. Exhale, pull it in and come back down. Well, let's do two more. Inhale. Can you get longer? Can you get taller? Plug your shoulders. Exhale, scoop and come back down. And one more time. Inhale, tuck that booty, get your glutes going. Exhale, scoop, and come all the way back down. Awesome. Use your hands, push yourself back into child's pose. Stretch that out. Okay.
If you say so.
All right. Whew. I know it.
Anybody else sweating?
Good. Okay, let's do a little bit of side lying work, and then we're going to come up to an upright seated position. So roll onto your side, whatever side you want. I'll talk about upper and lower leg as opposed to right and left, maybe. Maybe that'll work. So lay on your mat just like Heather is. Her back is kind of lined up towards the back edge of her mat, and her arm is long on the floor. You can use your pillow if you need to, if that helps your neck, or you can fold your arm like Heather has it as well. So you're holding this position. What I want you to do is really reach the top leg longer. You're going to create that little mouse house underneath your waist. You know, like your grandkids or your kids can run their little toy cars underneath that part of your waist. That's what you want right there. And from that position, the top leg starts at about hip height. I want you to point the toe and lift the leg up about a foot, and then flex and lower it down. And point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Two more. Point and lift, flex and lower. One more time. Point and lift, flex and lower. Hold right there. Foot is flexed. Go ahead and bring that leg forward, again, to your ability. So make sure that your back is still lined up against the mat, and then go ahead and bring the leg back.
I love how the feet come into the camera.
And flex and bring that leg forward.
Here's mine.
Point your toe and bring that leg back. Two more. Flex and bring the leg forward. Point point your toe and bring it back. You still have your mouse house? One more time, flex and bring it forward. And point and bring it back. Bring that leg right on top of the other one now. So just above it, hold there, keep the toe really pointed, and you're gonna do just little circles, 5 of them. So circle 5, pick a direction. 4, pull in your waist. 3, and 2, and 1. Reverse that circle, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And let that leg rest. Before we switch to the other side, roll to your back and do a little 4 square stretch. So you're gonna roll to your back, whatever leg was on top, cross it in front, and you're gonna pull that opposite knee into you, just like Heather's doing. Stretch that hip out just a little bit. Okay, break time's over. Let's switch to the other side. If you're in my classes, you know what that means. I always say second, like hold something for a second, and I literally mean a second. That's all you get. Okay, line yourself back up. Here we go. Reach that top leg even longer. Bring it up to about hip height. Awesome. You're going to point the toe and lift it up. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Arms and shoulders are still active. Shoulders are in the back pockets. Waist is off the mat. Lift. Flex and lower. 3 more. Point, lift. Flex, lower. Point, lift. Flex, lower. One more time. Point, lift. Flex, lower. Keep the foot flexed. Bring it forward. Inhale. Point the toe. Exhale and bring it back. Do it again. Flex the foot. Inhale. Bring it forward. Point the toe and bring it back. 2 more. Flex and bring it forward. Point and bring it back. One more time. Flex and bring it forward. Point and bring it back. Line that leg right above the other one. Keep the toe pointed. Little circles now. Stir that around. Is your waist still lifted? 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. Rest. Roll to your backs. Cross that foot in front of the other knee, and pull the leg into you, and stretch your hip there.
We all have the same pandemic pedicures.
Thank God everyone's keeping up with their
Yes.
personal hygiene. Okay, so let's bring ourselves up to sitting. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna do a little spine stretch, but today I'm gonna let you fully stretch into spine stretch, so it's more about the stretch than it is about the control. So I want you to start with your arms right out in front of you. You're gonna sit up tall, and let's have the legs a little bit wider today, maybe about the width of your mat. Use your pillow to sit on if you have tight hip flexors or hamstrings.
Your hamstrings are tight, definitely use that.
Or bend your knees a little bit too.
Yeah.
And go even wider with the legs, Heather. We're gonna go wide today.
Okay, that can go there.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's a great idea too. So from this position, I want you to take an inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna lower the head, lower the arms down to the floor, and then just glide your hands forward into a forward stretch. Take an inhale, exhale, and stack that vertebra back up, bringing those arms straight out in front of you. So it's more about the stretch again. Take an inhale, exhale, drop the head, peel down, reach forward. Try to relax the hip flexors and the quads. If you can't, bend the knees a little bit. Exhale, stack that right back up. Just do 2 more like this because it's a lot of energy to sit up. Drop the head, reach forward, and stretch. Take an inhale, exhale, and come back up. And let's do 1 more inhale, exhale, and round down. Reach that forward. Take an inhale from there. Exhale and stack that all the way back up. Stay in this position for just a little longer. We're gonna go into a little twist. Arms go out to the side. I want you to go ahead and rotate one direction as you inhale. Hold that position. Reach your arms away from one another. Look back at the arm that's back behind you. Just do a soft little squeeze pulse towards that arm. Squeeze back. 3, 2, 1, exhale and come back to center. Inhale, rotate to the left, reach those arms and pulse. 3, 2, 1, exhale, sit taller. Let's go to the right. Rotate over, pulse. 3, try not to shift your hips. Exhale and bring it to the center. Rotate one direction, plug in the opposite hip and pulse. 3, 2, 1, exhale, and bring it back to center. Awesome. Let's bend your knees in this position. We're gonna go into a little rolling like a ball. Yes. So you're gonna sit there, your toes are pointed on the mat, your arms are wrapped around, grab at your ankles, round your low back. So I want you to tuck your pelvis under, round your low back, drop your chin, and see if you can just elevate your toes above the mat and just balance there in that position for a second. While you're balancing, send your shoulders down, really round your back. That's what's gonna let you spinally articulate through this. You're gonna inhale as you roll back, and you're gonna exhale, big exhale and round forward and try to balance. Let's do it again. Inhale, roll back, exhale. Now if you're flopping and making a slamming noise with your low back, as you roll back, try to tuck your pelvis under even more. Really try to mush your low back into that mat, both directions. Bigger exhale will get you up. Big exhale. Good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale back. Exhale forward. 1 more time. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And rest. Awesome. So the last thing we're going to do is just a series of stretches. So I want you to grab your belt or your band or your sash, whatever that is, and you get to lay down on your mat.
I'm gonna use a pillow.
You could use, if you're lucky enough to have a magic circle at home, you could use your magic circle for this stretch as well. Because you're pretty lucky to have a magic circle.
Pretty lucky.
Pretty lucky.
Magical.
So you're gonna hook the belt, sash, magic circle, whatever, over your right leg. Bring that right leg up to the ceiling, and let's just stretch your hamstring. You can put as much tension as you want on that. The opposite leg, maybe try to get that one straight on the mat, kind of reach that leg long, and just hold that position. Try not to have a ton of tension in your neck or your shoulders.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. It's gross and sweaty.
So sweaty.
And just let that stretch for a moment. So whatever you have, your belt, your band, whatever, I want you to gather it into just your left hand. You're gonna put your right arm out flat on the mat and take your leg and cross your center line just a little. So you should have the opposite arm holding the opposite leg right now. And it's an IT band stretch. So to get that stretch, both hip bones, relatively speaking, should be on the mat as you cross the center line.
So none of that.
Right, none of that. If you're just rocking your hips over, you're not gonna feel it. Should feel excruciating if you're doing it right.
Yes.
You're welcome.
And if you want to turn your foot down a little bit, you'll get a little bit of the peroneals there on the side.
That's mean. I was even gonna add that.
We use the word effective,
Mean.
not mean.
Mean as hell. Okay, now switch your arms. So you're gonna take that band in your right arm, left arm goes on the floor, right leg goes way out to the side. Don't worry about your hips staying on the mat, just let that leg go out. You can rest your elbow on the floor. Maybe you're flexible enough to let it go way out. Reach your opposite arm long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reaching overhead.
Over your head. Let it stretch, feels delightful. And then go ahead and bring that leg back up. So let's just repeat all of that on the other side. So now bring that left leg up. And you're gonna grab with both hands now and just do a hamstring stretch.
Oh my gosh, this is my bad leg.
Know it. Heather's bad leg is everybody else's best leg on their best day of their best life.
No. Except for Carolyn.
Well, except for the bendies.
Yeah.
Again, try to release the tension in your neck and your shoulders. So take that band or whatever you got in your right hand, left arm out on the floor, and then cross that center line just a little. Try to anchor the left hip into the mat.
Butt down.
Yep. If you want, you can do that little crazy foot tilt. Side of your foot kind of rolls over to the side.
And reach your left butt cheek towards your right heel. Lengthen your left waist. It'll be more effective.
Yes.
Effective.
Effective. And it won't put a crimp in your back.
Right.
And then bring that leg up. And you're going to grab that with your left hand now. Right arm out to the side. Take that leg over. If you want, bring your right arm up and over your head. You can do a little side stretch there too. That's lovely. And just hold that. Let that stretch. And then bring that leg back up. We got 2 more nice little stretches here. So take the band off your foot. And what I want you to do is come up to a kneeling position, a kneeling lunge. So one knee will be down, one foot will be forward. This is gonna be for quad and hip flexor. If you need to hang on to the wall or whatever, go ahead and do that. It's not about your balance right now. So just holding this position, your knee should be right over your ankle right now. I want you to look straight forward, and all I want you to do is tuck your pelvis under. So you don't need to lean forward, you don't need to lean back. You just tuck your pelvis under, and you should feel a huge quad and hip flexor stretch. Yes, play with that a little bit.
If you think about pulling the heel back and the knee forward, you get more stretch.
Really open up the front of your body. Try not to lunge forward into it. So you're gonna wanna keep your hips, not that. Keep your hips back over your kneeling knee. So bring your pelvis back and then just tuck it under. No leaning into it. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and switch that.
Yes, let's.
Let's. So again, pelvis right over your knee. Tuck your pubic bone. Bring the pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Tuck your booty under. Open your chest. It's a quick and easy hip flexor quad stretch that you don't have to get in some kind of weird, crazy pretzel position to get. Okay, now put that knee back on the floor. Put your hands on the floor and then just push yourself up into a pike position. So your butt goes up to the ceiling. Your feet, hopefully your heels are in the floor. If they're not, walk your hands back a little bit. You can have a bit of a wider foot or about hip socket width apart and just press your chest back into your legs. Lengthen your heels down to the floor, stretch your calves. Keep the shoulders plugged in as much as possible. That's going to keep your shoulders from pinching. Now just stay in this position. Continue reaching your heels to the floor, but bend your knees slightly. That's going to get your soleus muscle. That's the muscle underneath your calf. We want to stretch that one too. And now reach your heels to the floor more and straighten your legs out. Yeah. Increase that calf stretch and the hamstring stretch even more. And then slowly walk your arms back to your feet. And just spend a moment there dangling for a hamstring stretch. Drop your head down. If your hands don't touch the floor, crisscross your elbows. That'll add a little traction. And to come up without passing out, bend your knees a little bit. Breathe, exhale, and roll up one vertebra at a time. Awesome. Your back should feel amazing.